welcome to my channel. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. It was one of those nights, you know? The kind where everything feels just a little off. The air feels different, like the whole world is on pause, waiting for something to happen. I'd been out earlier, and by the time I got home, it was late. Way too late. I kicked off my shoes, threw my bag somewhere on the floor, and stumbled into my room. My little sanctuary, or so I thought. The lights were already off because I hate the overhead light. It's too bright, too harsh. Instead, I have this dim little lamp on my nightstand that makes everything look kinda golden and soft. That night, even that light felt wrong, like it wasn't enough to push back the shadows. Anyway, I was trying to get ready for bed. I pulled off my shirt and tossed it toward the corner chair, missed completely, and decided I'd deal with it later. My closet was half open, like it always is because the door doesn't shut all the way. It's an old house, you know? Nothing quite fits right. Normally, I don't even think about it. But that night, I couldn't stop looking at it. It wasn't like there was anything weird about the closet itself, just my clothes hanging there, maybe a few boxes on the floor, but there was this feeling, like the kind of feeling you get when you're sure someone's standing behind you, even when you know you're alone. I shook it off because, come on, it's just a closet. I told myself to stop being stupid, but something about that half-open door was bothering me. The lamp cast this weak little beam that didn't quite reach the inside of the closet, and the darkness there was thicker somehow. Like it wasn't just shadows, but something alive, something watching me. I laughed, trying to lighten the mood. "You're losing it," I said out loud to no one. My voice sounded strange in the quiet, like it didn't belong. That's when I decided to shut the closet door. Maybe it would make me feel better, right? So, I walked over, grabbed the edge of the door, and started to close it. But just as it was about to click shut, I swear I saw something. Eyes. 2 glowing dots staring right at me from inside the closet. I froze. My brain was screaming at me to move, to run, to do something, but my body wouldn't listen. The eyes didn't blink, didn't flinch, they just stared. They weren't human either. They were too big, too round, like the eyes of some animal that's only supposed to exist in nightmares. Finally, my body caught up with my brain, and I screamed, loud, the kind of scream that would make your neighbors call the cops if you had any close enough to hear. As soon as the sound left my mouth, the eyes disappeared, just gone, like they'd never been there at all. I slammed the closet door shut and stumbled backward, falling onto my bed. My heart was pounding so hard it hurt, and my breath came in these ragged gasps. I sat there for what felt like forever, staring at the closet, waiting for something else to happen. But nothing did. The room was quiet except for the sound of my own breathing. I thought maybe I'd imagined it. Maybe it was just a trick of the light or my tired brain playing games with me. That's what I wanted to believe. Then I noticed something that made my stomach drop. The clothes in my closet. They were swaying. Not just a little flutter like from a draft or something. They were swinging back and forth like someone had pushed them. But the closet door was shut. How could there be any wind? I wanted to get up and open the door, to prove to myself that there was nothing there. But I couldn't. My legs wouldn't move, and my hands were gripping the edge of the bed so hard my knuckles turned white. Eventually, the swaying stopped. Just like that. 1 second the clothes were moving, and the next, they were perfectly still, like nothing had happened. I stayed awake the rest of the night, sitting on my bed with every light in the room turned on. I didn't dare open the closet again. The next morning, when the sun was shining and everything felt normal again, I told myself I'd imagined it all. It had to be some kind of waking nightmare, right? But even then, I couldn't bring myself to open that door. For days after that, I avoided my room as much as I could. I started sleeping on the couch, telling myself it was more comfortable anyway. I thought I was done with it. I really did. I told myself that as long as I stayed away from the closet, nothing would happen. And for a while, it worked. The nights on the couch were uncomfortable, sure, but they were safe. Or at least they felt that way. But then there was this one night. I was lying on the couch, staring at the ceiling, trying to fall asleep. It was one of those nights where everything felt too quiet. No creaking pipes, no cars outside, not even the sound of the wind, just silence. I don't know when I drifted off, but I must have, because the next thing I knew, I felt it, tickling. At first, I thought it was just my imagination, like one of those dreams where you feel like you're falling. But no, this was real. Something was tickling my feet. It woke me up instantly. My eyes flew open and I jerked my legs back so fast I almost fell off the couch. My heart was pounding, and I looked around, but there was no one there. Just the dim glow of the lamp I'd left on, and the empty room around me. But then I heard it. It was faint, so faint that I almost convinced myself I didn't hear it at all. But it was there, a soft creak, like wood sliding against wood, the sound of a door closing, my closet door. Something snapped in me at that moment. I don't know if it was fear or frustration or maybe just sheer exhaustion from all the nights I'd spent too scared to sleep properly. But whatever it wasn't the usual panic, it was rage. I wasn't going to let this thing, whatever it was, control me anymore. I grabbed the bat I kept by the couch, stormed into my room, and yanked the closet door open. It made this loud creaking sound, and I swear it felt like I was tearing through my own nerves. It was dark inside, of course, just rows of clothes hanging neatly, their edges casting weird shadows in the faint light from the hallway. But I wasn't thinking clearly. I didn't care how ridiculous I looked, or how insane this all was. I started swinging, back and forth, up and down like I was trying to beat the life out of something. Clothes flew off their hangers, boxes tumbled to the floor, and I just kept going. My arms ached, my breath came in sharp gasps, and my heart was racing like I'd run a marathon. Finally, I stopped. I stood there, bat in hand, surrounded by the chaos I'd created, and started laughing. Not a little chuckle either, full-on, gut-wrenching laughter. The kind that comes when you're so far past terrified that the only thing left to do is laugh at how absurd it all is. I looked at the mess I'd made and shook my head. "You've really lost it now," I muttered to myself, wiping a tear from the corner of my eye. But then, something else hit me. This was my house. I'd spent so long looking for a place to call my own, and I wasn't about to let something scare me out of it. No way. So I sat down right there on the floor, legs crossed, and stared into the open closet. The clothes were a wreck, some half hanging off the bar, others crumpled on the floor. But I didn't care. I just sat there, gripping the bat tightly in my hands, daring whatever it was to show itself. "Come on," I said out loud, my voice steady for the first time in weeks. "Come out so we can settle this, face to face." Nothing happened. I sat there for what felt like hours, my eyes fixed on the dark recesses of the closet. But there was no movement, no sound, nothing. Just the silence of an empty room and the faint hum of the lamp outside. Eventually I got up, shoved the clothes back onto the bar, and closed the closet door. This time I didn't care anymore. I didn't feel the need to. Whatever was inside had lost its hold on me. I slept in my bed that night for the first time in weeks. The house felt different somehow, like it had finally accepted me, or maybe I'd accepted it. And you know what? Nothing's happened since. Sometimes I think about that night, about the eyes I saw and the weird things that happened after. I still don't have an explanation, and I probably never will, but I'm okay with that. This is my house. And if there's something here with me, it knows now that I'm not going anywhere. Thank you for listening to this video. I'll see you in the next one.